Maybe. I know I said things and then stuff happens.
I got the recording on the.
Oh, so it was me and Charmander, and we were pussyfooting around Seoul, South Korea, Seoul, and Seoul. I think survey says maybe. So we were down there in a market square, and we were trying to sell Korea's version of an Americanized paper dressed as 1940s newspaper crier boys. We were ringing the bell saying, hear ye, we don't speak Korean. Needs to say we didn't sell a whole lot, and we were forced to use a lot of those newspapers just to keep ourselves warm at night. It's surprisingly cold down there. But ultimately, the pit boss, who was in charge of this weirdly American newspaper that was also in English that nobody wanted to buy, was very furious with us for burning his product for warmth and also not pushing the product. So you know what ended up happening, RHayes?
What happened?
What happened was, it turns out it was a front, and the ink in the newspaper was actually some sort of concoction, a deadly mix of taipan venom and heroin. And when you burn it, anybody within the vicinity trips balls for at least 2 days straight. So after we got done fighting the giant Technicolor jellyfish in the sky, and our pit boss after he rode away on a rhino, 6 months later, we walked out of rehab. Hey, everybody, welcome to Pokemon After Dark Rye. This is a no-holds-barred, no-nothing podcast where we talk about Pokemon and hurt the ones we love. And baby, we love everybody. My name's Brett. You heard him during my opening monologue. He was on episode 51, Chick Sonora with RHayes. And it is, in fact, that man himself, RHayes. How's it going, buddy?
Good, really good. How's it going, Brett?
It's fantastic, man. It's good to see you. Welcome to the new show with Zoom and all this fancy stuff.
Video now, I know.
Video, yeah, like it's different. What you been up to since the last time we saw you, other than climbing the level ladder?
That's all I've been trying. That level 50 ladder is big. Still got a lot of XP to go. Maybe 11 million was what I still need to get to what I need.
So do you think you'll definitely get to 50 by the end of the year at this rate?
Oh yeah. I fully think I will. Especially if we get the friendship. This is a little bit of a news drop. If we get that friendship expansion, that's more like easy XP with Ultra and Best Friends.
What would that be? Would that be like a heart beyond Best Friends? Is that what that would be?
What, the bonus XP?
Yeah, or is it just extra XP?
Oh, they said it's going from 200 to 400.
Oh, okay. So are they going to retroactively give you the XP, do you think? Because that
No. I know they're doing like the transfer from Harry Potter Wizards Unite. So some people have 200 or over 200, but they're strictly from Wizards. And so all they've really said is that as soon as that process is finished up and they work out the kinks on their end, that we're all going to be able to add 200 more friends. So that's pretty.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot right there. For sure.
And especially for free to play players, or people that can't raid a ton, that's a really good way for people to level up, just coordinating gifts.
You probably heard the show a couple weeks ago when my sister Savannah was complaining about never getting to level 40, and I continue to assure her, if you just keep playing, you'll probably get there before the end of the year. I think she's level 38 or something. I don't recall, but yeah, I got a couple friends that are hovering around 39. Like they're just trying to get to 40.
It is. I remember it. It's tough.
It's going to be interesting to see where Hannah is when she comes back to the show. If I can manage to surpass her while she's gone, handicapped.
Advantage of it, at the very least, if you can hunt for a little bit, go to a park or drop an incense. The excellent throw XP is like I kind of broken. You get like 1100 if you catch it with the first ball, so that's a lot. If you catch like
that is a lot.
Yeah, so that's you catch 10 Pokemon. That's a raid. That's a level 5 raid with excellent throws, and you're not spending money.
That requires me to be good at the game.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be compatible with the way I enjoy the game. That's for sure. I get an excellent, and it's just a pleasant surprise, and I go, "Ooh, look at me, pro gamer!"
I know, and then it bounces out, and then you throw a shit ball,
and then it catches it,
and then you catch it. Yeah,
that seems to be how it works for sure. So you're level 48, dude. Whenever I'm raiding with anyone, and they happen to be in person, and I invite you and you show up, they go, "Holy shit, someone's level 48." I go, "Yeah, that's RHayes.
I'm working on it.
You're the highest level person in my friend group. That's for damn sure. I'm aware of.
I'm honored. 47 to 48 was just like that 2-month time gap where you have to, what is it? Walk 25 kilometers for 8 weeks straight. And your Adventure Sync records it. So everyone turns level 48 if you have the XP on, a Monday morning
right.
after that 8 weeks. But the toughest one right now, I'm almost done with the gifts. You have to send 500 gifts.
Jesus.
I'm at like 430 or something like that. So I'll be done with that in like a day or two. But the toughest one is I don't have an alt account, and I'm not really close to anyone for trading purposes. You have to obtain 50 lucky Pokemon in trades. I have like 3 from like a local friend where we did 3 lucky trades. But that's a tough one at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. I've been blessed with the lucky friends. That's for sure. I seem to get it quite a bit nowadays, but I probably have at least 10 lucky trades just sitting there not doing anything. A lot of them with people that I don't know in real life anymore. So
I have a list. It's just like, people I don't see often. So it's just I have to either find someone, hey, let's trade 100 Pokemon and see what happens.
Especially if they're from like the PGR Discord and from anywhere in the country.
Exactly. Yeah. There's probably like 5 or 6 from PGR.
For sure. Not to kiss your butt too much, but I want to also thank you on behalf of hashtag Team Darkness, myself and Hannah. Thank you for inviting us to, all the many raids since we've become friends. We appreciate it. Even the ones that I miss for whatever reason because I'm at work or I don't have any passes, I appreciate it. I really do. And I know Hannah does too. So.
Oh, of course. We're going to talk about raids in a little bit, but I always like to do the back out trick, and I'm not entirely sure if anyone knows about this. And I've seen like at least Trainer Tips do it on Twitch a couple of times. So if he's doing it, I don't really see it as like a violation or a terms of service break. So you invite your 5 people, and you want to organize it as best you can as your friend list to select them all. And invite them. And as soon as one person joins, you can back out of the gym, out of the lobby, out of the gym. You just sit on your screen for maybe 3 or 4 seconds, and you go back in, and you can send out another 5 invites.
Really? I had no idea.
I actually find I find it as a fun challenge, even when I don't have a second wave of 5 joining, like, queued up through Discord or Facebook Messenger. I'll just send it to 5 random people, and sometimes like 1 or 2 will join, and that just makes the raid easier. And
sure.
If they have their game open, they're most likely to join.
What do you think of these Thunder Eyes? These Thunder Eyes and Tornado Eyes? These Therian forms.
They're okay aesthetically.
Yeah. Mustache. You got Mustache Bird and you got Baby Legs McGee.
Yes. Yeah, we have Mustache Bird right now, right? Yes, tornadoes. I've only done a
Mustache Bird.
handful of those. Landorus is the big one. Now,
Landorus doesn't look. At least he looks. He looks like a cat. He looks like he could be one of the legendary beasts. Honestly,
he does. He does. I think out of the three, he's probably the most well formed out of the
Yeah,
three.
I think
Like
so
there's not
too.
like weird feature. I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
the Therian forms was meant to like accentuate their elemental thing. So Landorus becomes a land animal.
okay.
Tornadus becomes a bird because he's flying. Thunderous gets baby legs because lightning does something. I don't know. You tell me. Ooh, what I don't know. I can't stand Thunderous. He's terrible.
Yeah, it's the first two forms aren't great for really. I know there was a data on Thunderous for doing raids, but Zekrom still like outclasses it by a mile.
Sure. Yeah.
So
But
it's
Landorus
not
is ground and flying, right?
Landorus is yes. Now
Yeah.
Therian Landorus, that's the big one where I don't remember the attack stat number offhand, but it's stupid high.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the move set, it could outclass Groudon.
Oh
Current Groudon.
wow.
Not, if we ever eventually get Primal Groudon or some kind of
Oh
mega
yeah.
attacker. But yeah, so they've changed the move sets on the previous two, like a couple of days or a day before they changed it. A good Discord or Twitter thing to follow is Pokeminers. They'll tweet this stuff out, any code changes. And I think it was like 24 hours before Tornadus came out that they changed the move set on that as well. And it didn't really do much for it. So that's the hope/concern for Landorus, because Incarnate Landorus, its moveset was actually pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. It's just that the stats kind of lend it towards PvP. Now, the Therian form is looking like a PvE, like it's like a monster, but its moveset is most likely going to change because Niantic has changed the moveset on the previous two.
Oh,
so
yeah. There's a pattern.
Hoping the change isn't that big.
Yeah.
It's still worth rating it a ton. I think that one mid-April, like April, whenever Tornadus leaves, like April 12th or 15th or something in that area.
Yeah. So you wanted to talk about raids today?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
We started the talk with the Therian forms, and they haven't really announced anything else. I know the Incarnate forms are coming back at the end of the month, but that's just for if you didn't get the shiny. I guess you could shiny. So raids. So I'm gonna start in going all the way back to like March of last year when COVID kind of started, and the gameplay changed, and everything got kind of geared towards. Raids kind of went quiet because people couldn't leave the house, people were quarantining, and then remote came into like the fall. But all before that, because of that, PvP really grew, like blew up big time. People, Twitch is you're part of this. You're not doing PvP, but really blew up. And it's an awesome thing. DeFi, Gracie, those guys are awesome.
Friends of the show. We will plug them. Yeah. I won't beep out their names.
They're
not sponsored though.
So in that time, and then remote raiding has become such a I don't know how to word this, like such an easy thing to do. You get like 2 or 3 other people and you're fine for the most part. For pretty much all raid bosses, you got 3 or 4 and you're fine. And Megas came into the fold, and I'll kind of loop them in a minute. So in all that raiding, like getting Pokemon ready, getting PvE Pokemon powered up, and has taken like a back seat because we've gotten so I don't want to say complacent, but it's become such a lazy thing with doing raids. Like so many people just throw in their recommended. I rarely see people throw in the 6 that Leak Duck recommends, or the Couples of Gaming recommends. They do those charts every time a new raid boss comes up, or the pictures. You know what I'm talking about.
The infographics.
Infographics. Yeah. and you'll see something that's doing damage, but it's not on that top tier. So you're just like, oh, whatever. They just threw in the recommended. Now, I bring this to attention because I looked at it right before we started recording. In 89 days, the bonuses go away. So I believe that's July 1st. And in those bonuses now, for people that do PvP, they've already acknowledged that the walking requirement will not be coming back.
Right.
So you had to, that was such a weird fucking thing where you had to walk to do your battles.
Yeah.
So my concern is that we're going to be, I think either way, Niantic is going to flip that switch. Now, one of two things is going to happen is they're either going to listen to the shitstorm from content creators, Twitter, and other social media platforms, of we've gotten so used to this. We need this to change back to how it was the last year or so, give or take, because I can't I can't raid with my local community. I don't have a local community. I mean, this had to be such a revelation for people that are like in the middle of nowhere, the rural areas, that have the one gym in town. So like raid hour is just you do the one raid and you're done. How much does that gotta suck?
I will say Wayfarer has made, like, when I first obviously when I first started playing, but like even as early as like 2 years ago, there was only a couple of Pokestops on my commute. And then since Wayfarer, man, it's gotten a lot better. There's a lot more gyms, and a lot of them were done by Brad the Breeder from the PGR Discord. He's in my area. He's actually made a lot of them. That's made my life so much easier. So shout out to him real quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you too much there.
No.
But I also want to point out there that I absolutely use the recommended every single time. It doesn't even matter. I'm just like, what am I going to bring? Whatever it tells me to.
And that's totally fine. I'm not like going after people for doing that, because I've even, you're in a rush, and I've done it from time to time. Mm-hmm. For the tougher ones, I'll make a team of 6, and that's about it.
Well, I will say that in my defense, I legitimately thought the recommended was giving me the best options. So
that's the thing. Like like the running joke for a while was like it would put Blissies or Snorlaxes in team. Now that part has gotten better where it's still putting in attackers, but like we just had Rayquaza last weekend, right? And so like, it's double week to ice.
Right.
Realistically, you shouldn't really see anything in there outside of like Mamoswines, a Mega Abomasnows or Articunos, those kind of things.
Maybe the occasional Glaceon as a glass cannon.
Yeah, it does a decent amount of damage. It dies fast.
It dies like not immediately, but pretty quick. But you get like 2 or 3 charge moves off. It deals a lot of damage.
The Darmanitan, the ice form.
Oh, that's a good one.
I know that one is still like a holdout for some people because that's egg reliant. But you really shouldn't see much of that outside of that because Rayquaza that's a double weakness. Anytime you have a double weakness, that should be exposed by everyone in the raid.
Yeah.
And I saw one of the first ones I was doing like that Saturday morning was like an overseas one, and it was like Rhyperior, Melmetal, because it has rock moves, and it is technically weak to rock. So Rayquaza is super weak. It's easy to beat. So it's not that big of a deal. But why I bring this up is if that change comes now, Brett, if you invite Hannah and your mom to a raid, you're pretty much in. Hi, Mom. And you're doing. I had to throw it in there.
Thank you. She appreciates it.
Invites, and only you send out a slew of invites, and only them two join. If they flip that switch, you're inviting basically one trainer to that raid.
That makes sense because they've been nerfed. Not only have they been nerfed, but then they're also bringing their recommended, which isn't necessarily the best thing for the raid.
Exactly. So I'm hoping that's not the case. But again, I know 89 days is like a long way away.
Well, you said that's what, July 1st?
I believe they said through the month of June. So
Okay.
Going off memory, I believe that's like
So
July
that'll
1st.
put us in Go Fest territory whenever that happens.
Yeah, and we always get some kind of special boss around Go Fest.
Yeah. It's gonna be
And
a real
so
pain if they turn that off and then shiny Palkia and shiny Dialga are out and people can't beat them because all of a sudden they've been nerfed. It's gonna be a
exactly.
bummer.
Yeah.
Calling it now, by the way. Put a pin in this when shiny Palkia and Dialga are in surprise Go Fest bosses.
Everyone's theory is that they're gonna do it for Diamond and Pearl in November as like a
cross promotion.
Yes.
Yeah, but they don't need to be shiny for that. They could just reintroduce them in there. I mean, if you want to be technical, Darkrai's shiny was introduced for no reason. Like they could have held him out for a long time because he's never had a shiny available outside of Go, and they're just like, here you go. Here's the shiny.
That was one I actually didn't get the first time around. I didn't get a shiny until the second wave, and I think it was one you invited me to, which was.
I do remember that because I think you messaged me.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot, and you said your family is pissed.
I got 100% during those raids, so I can't be too sad about that. But
that's a great PvE attack.
I've always thought it was weird. Like it seems like they have a formula for the way they release like mythicals, but not when it comes to Darkrai or Genesect. They're just like, here's all the Darkrai and Genesect you can catch, but you only get one Celebi. You know. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do the same thing too with the Deoxys forms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give another shout out for PvP, but not Twitch.
At least the Deoxyses were EX raids at first.
Yes.
You know, that made them more special, I think. Or at least for a time until because they did a couple of days where they were just in legendary raids. So
yeah, they had it for like a week and they released a shiny for the normal form, I believe it was.
Oh, they got so much more to go through.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, I'll give another shout out to a PvP podcast, not Twitch, but they're on Apple and all the other.
I'm gonna have to beep this, just so you know. We're not being sponsored today. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
BTW, beginner to winner, Astro Zombie, one of the hosts.
I've heard it.
He doesn't have the defense form, and so
neither do I. What my brother that's the one. Like every time it runs, or I just don't get one for whatever reason. Rip heavy spaghetti.
Yeah, heavy spaghetti. Now, could you imagine if they flip that switch and then they release that guy? That's not an easy boss because it's a heavy defense at Pokemon. You need 4 solid trainers to beat that thing, or someone to bring in a mega, probably. So
Deoxys is normal type as well, right?
Psychic.
That's right. Dang, losing my mind.
I think it's just pure psychic.
Gonna be a lot of recommended Tyrannitars up in there with fucking Smackdown. But a lot of Agrons with Rock Throw.
So yeah, that was the main point of just bringing the possible situation, whatever, 2-3 months from now to light.
Yeah,
where the rating situation could change, and we have
You're a visionary because it hadn't crossed my mind. We take that bonus for granted for sure. I know there was like a scare that before they like quote unquote renewed it, like there was like kind of a wonder if whether or not it was going to go away. But yeah, they're going to keep us on edge for that, aren't they? Wouldn't it be great if they made it just if you don't want everyone to have it all the time, just limit your nerfed. So like when you become level, I don't know, let's just say level 30, the game, by the time you get to level 30, the game has fully got its hooks in you. You've probably spent a couple bucks on it. Remove the nerf. Like make it to where new players are, I don't want to nerf them per se, but make it to where they need to rely on other players to help them win stuff, because they're going to need to rely on other people anyway to beat. Because if you've helped carried lower level players like you do me all the time, but especially someone like brand new to the game, they might get into a legendary raid, but they're just there to maybe catch a legendary, maybe. So
Yeah.
so maybe make the nerf for that, I guess. But then again, people won't want to. Maybe they won't want to invite newer players if that happens. So maybe that's not a good idea. I'm just talking out of my ass at this point.
No, there's definitely ways around it other than turning it completely off. I think they can make adjustments to this if they want to.
What if they tied it to megas? Would that give megas more of a reason to exist? Like when you got a mega on, it removes the nerf.
That's very possible. That was the other reason I brought up megas a couple minutes ago, because when they released those, my first thought was, okay, they're probably delaying because we're in the middle of a pandemic. They're delaying a generation release. And then my second thought was, and this is a way to kind of bring something new in while they don't have to bring in a whole new generation of Pokemon. My second thought was, this is a possible like cover if they do bring the nerf back. Because I think if you bring in a mega that's doing the same type damage as everybody else, everyone else gets a 30% boost. So if you're bringing in, I'm not doing math, but if you're bringing in,
that's totally fair. You've heard our show before. We don't do math on this show. There's other podcasts that do stuff like that way better than we do, and we salute you out there for sure.
So bringing a Mega Gengar, even if your trainer is only doing 50% damage, you're still helping the rest of the lobby beat the boss, increasing their damage. And if it's other remote raiders, then they're going from 50 to 80, and then you're going from 100 to like 130. If there's any trainers that are physically at the gym.
Right.
So if they do flip this, megas do take up some more future importance, or as far as remote raids are concerned.
I want megas to be more important to get me more motivated to do them. Like, don't get me wrong, I love mega forms. I love them in the main games. But in Go, it's like, do I want to spend a remote raid pass?
Yeah, the paywall lock behind them it's not good.
Yeah, because you end up with a Pokemon you probably already have, and you're not getting enough candy in one go to be able to Mega Evolve. So it's you're gonna have to spend a couple passes before you get to that point. But
yeah, I think if you have like 4 or 5 people, I think you get like 60 to 70 on average if you beat it in a good amount of time. You do about 3 raids and you have enough for your first evolve. And then the secondary evolves are like 20 or 40 energy. You can walk for them after you evolved it one time. That option is there to earn mega energy.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely applaud them putting in other ways to get the energy for sure.
I think they need more on the initial release. Like when they bring out a new mega, like we're getting the Lot Bunny in a couple of days for Easter. Maybe you could get 5 research while it's out that day from field research, or that kind of thing.
I gotta Google what Mega Lopunny. I gotta refresh, because if I remember right, she looks like she's going down a stripper pole.
I know DeFi, another Twitch person, is hyped for it.
DeFi, well, yeah, that's her favorite. Yeah, this is not stripper Lopunny. So stripper Lopunny is just regular Lopunny. Mega Lopunny is like retired stripper Lopunny who is just trying to stay in shape, like she's jazzercising. That's what she looks like.
And it gains fighting, right? I believe.
I don't know, man.
I thought I heard someone say that would be a nice boost for doing raids, going against steel type legendaries that are weak to fighting. So you could bring in the Lot Bunny to boost in your fighting type attackers in that raid. I think it gains fighting. I could be wrong.
I'm looking it up.
There's some really
looking it up.
Type changes with megas.
Indeedly, you are correct, sir. Mega Lopunny gets fighting.
Okay. So yeah, there's some use to it. There'll be some use to it whenever
for sure. You know who's until Lucario gets added.
Yeah. exactly.
Mega Lucario is going to be just freaking awesome. I cannot wait for him.
Yes. I think that's because that's such a fan favorite. That's like a Go Fest thing or something.
Yeah, that's something they're going to hold off on for until like 3 Go Fest from now.
Yeah, I agree with you. It'll be interesting to do those and legendaries.
By then, like they'll probably milk Lucario for at least one more event before they do Mega, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when everyone has a Lucario and he's not special anymore, that's when they'll do it later. Because they don't want you to do a mega raid and then just be able to catch one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you do got to do ways to hatch them.
Yeah, I mean they haven't done any mega legendaries yet, have they?
No, they have not.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Well, I guess that's not a big deal because I mean that's how you catch legendaries in the first place. It would really only affect in the way that I'm thinking is for those rare spawns that either never spawn or never show up in eggs, like Riolu. Yeah, let me.
That'll be a fair way for people if they want to go that route to farm Lucario candy, Riolu candy, I should say. And now you have the XL bonus. If you catch an evolved form, you get an automatic XL candy guaranteed on the catch. So you'll be getting that XL candy whenever they do release those raids, those Lucario raids.
So I'm looking at the list right now. The only things that will like actually affect what I'm talking about, other than Lucario, as like a quote unquote rare spawn, is Garchomp. And Gibble at this point, I mean, he's rare, but if you played GoFest last year, you probably got plenty, right?
Yeah, and they had him featured in egg events a few times. If you were willing to take the risk on incubators, I think it was like a 7K thing for like 2 weeks. Yeah. So people were buying incubators and hatching 7K. I think it was something like that for
That's the only one that's the only two. The rest of them are either legendary or mythical, and that's not that big of a deal to catch one in a raid anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Audino, she's kind of rare, but I don't think anybody's going to be like burning the world down to try and get to an Audino raid, you know? She does gain fairy type though.
Oh yeah, because it's just normal in game, right?
Right.
Okay.
Man, that Mega Altaria is going to be a beast.
That's Dragon Fairy, isn't it? Right.
It sure is.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of them that change. I think Pinsir changed.
Yep. Gyarados changes. Doesn't he? Or am I mistaken? I don't remember.
Sceptile gets Grass Dragon, I believe. I think it gets Dragon typing.
You are correct, sir.
So that's an interesting one as well.
Yeah, I think they needed to do something. It's only fair, right? Because Swampy Boy's water and ground, right? And the burning chicken is fighting in fire, so why not? Got to give the grassy boy some love.
Yeah, give him a second one. Give him something cool, and that's an interesting added type to it. I'm trying to think if there's any others offhand, but
there's a few.
Gyarados. You said Gyarados. Yeah, Gyarados went to.
He gets dark.
Well, we already have that in game.
Yeah, we sure do. I don't see any off the top here, so I guess that's it. I wonder. Here's something. It's been what, 2 years since Meltan released into the game? Has it been about 2 years? Maybe even 3.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. When do you think we're gonna get the next like Niantic original thing? Like whether that's Meltan or conspiracy theory, a brand new Mega.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I believe it was a Pokeminers thing where they saw something in the code where they can create their own if they wanted to. Like there was something in the code that showed that hinted at them creating their own Megas. I think that would be really cool.
I think so too. I think maybe the Pokemon company will probably want to be like, whoa, slow your roll, because if we ever put megas in a future game, we're going to have to account for whatever you put in the game. So
True. That's
and
true.
Melmetal feels like they already gave it a Gigantamax form. Like, are they going to give it a mega form as well? I don't know. Like, why not
That would be it.
introduce the next Meltan? You know what I mean? Because everyone's
Yeah.
got a Meltan already. It's done. You can get with Pokemon Home, you can get one anytime you want.
Mhm.
They're really easy to farm.
Now you
So
get the XL candy every time you catch them now.
yeah, it's so now, but you can do it pretty consistently.
Mhm.
And no one's going back to play Let's Go. Everyone's just using Home. So like it's time to come out with the newest Niantic Pokemon Go Pokemon. And instead of having like a Gigantamax form, make it have a Mega form. I'd
Yeah.
be down.
Yeah, and I'm totally for like a generation slowdown, release slowdown. That'd be like kind of a nice break from it. I think they sometimes do that. They did like a Lowlands. I think they brought them in pretty early so that they didn't have to keep releasing Pokemon.
They sure did, didn't they? They came out with a Lowlands like shoot, it felt like next day. It was fast. Like Galarian forms took a lot longer.
Yes.
To the point where it drove me crazy. But
so yeah, I think if they release a few that could be, rare in the something in the wild to catch or raid or
well, you remember when Meltan first came out and you would catch these damn things and didn't they turn into Dittos? That's what it was.
The first time?
Yeah, when they first appeared in the wild, the Meltans.
Oh, I'm trying to think. Was that like a bug or something that was going on at the time?
No, I think it was planned. They didn't say anything. There was nothing on the news. There was this little silhouette on your game. You went and it would pop up and you'd catch it in the wild and it would turn into a Ditto every single time. And then later the professor's like, hey, there's this weird new Pokemon. And that's how they introduced it. They just threw it into the wild and let you find it. And it was really exciting.
I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like a later in the night release kind of thing.
It was really well. I'm sure if someone was paying attention to Pokemoners, they probably would have been privy to it. At the time, I was not, so it was a really nice surprise for me.
No, neither was I. That was two plus years ago.
Yeah, I mean it's been a while for sure.
Okay.
So hey, man, have you caught anything? Before we move on, I wanted to see if you catch anything really special lately. Like out of all the stuff you've caught since the last time you were here, like what's your favorite thing that you've caught?
Oh man,
I know it
a little bit.
Okay, and after you pick one, you have to delete the rest. I'm just kidding.
You're gonna love this one. During the Rayquaza raid weekend, which was just nuts. Saturday more than Sunday. I dedicated too much time to doing that damn thing. I got my 4th 100% one.
Wow.
And it's got Hurricane, so I keep the move because it's like an exclusive move. But
yeah.
That was pretty neat. And you see the CP drop, and you're like, "Come on, be shiny, be shiny, be shiny." It wasn't, but it's still pretty cool, shiny, or not as shiny, a perfect one.
I have arguably a very special. Well, I've got a couple of shiny Rayquazas. I think I have a lucky one, a lucky shiny as well. But the second one I caught was I was sitting on the couch with my now ex-girlfriend, and we both got shinies at the same time. That's my Rayquaza story.
Nice.
I recently today actually was trying to catch dark type Pokemon Purloin for the stupid 151 challenge.
Yeah.
Would have got it like 20 Purloins ago had it not been for all the Dittos clogging my inbox there. But you know what? I scored a 100% Ditto out of it. I'm not even complaining. This is the Ditto I will take.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a nice one to have.
Yeah, me and a friend of the show, Andrea, were walking dogs and we're complaining about Dittos and both got 100% Ditto. So it feels real good.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, I hope they release the shiny in the wild too, but I don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because I think the Pokemon you encounter would have to be shiny, right? And I
Yeah,
mean, could
I
you
mean it
imagine
makes sense.
that shiny that you've been chasing for
Yeah,
how long, and
no,
then you other ditto?
that would be absolutely infuriating. I totally get that. So, I mean, just change it to where it's a non-shiny Pokemon, and when you catch it and it turns into a Ditto, it has a chance of being shiny then.
Yeah,
That's what
I
they'll have to do if they want to do
yeah
that.
yeah
Just
I
to
agree
not
with
piss
you.
people off.
That's the right way to go with it.
Yeah, and then that way it's even more rare because it's passing like 2 shiny checks. Well, no, because the first one, when you click on the Pokemon, it just won't be shiny at all. So,
True.
so I was kind of hoping that for the Kanto tour, like they would just show up in the wild as shiny Pokemon because I expected there to be a lot of shiny Pokemon, and for it to not be such a big deal if like that shiny Staryu turned out to be a shiny Ditto, you'd be like, dope, let's keep going.
Yeah,
But
I thought that's how they're gonna go with it when they announced it. Like
yeah,
that's some random Pokemon can be Ditto,
yeah,
and maybe the miners would see which ones in the code or whatever. But
I thought we
no,
was gonna get like end up with like 10 shiny Dittos before the end of the day was over. Like, no, I don't want it anymore. Come on.
I need this other one that I paid for this color ticket to get, and God damn it, I can't get it.
How'd you do on the Kanto tour? Did you do pretty good?
I did pretty well. I did mostly at home. I did a little bit of walking around the neighborhood
Mhm.
for some of it, but I did most of it at home. And the home incense stuff works pretty well.
That's good.
I don't really use a gotcha or anything. I just fast catch for stuff that's not shiny.
Mhm.
So that works. I fast catch a couple. I can appraise them, get them out if they're not worth anything.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm done doing that, another one off the incense is like on my, it's right in front of me. So I just kind of
Nice.
go that nice rotation. I can't remember the shiny count. It was in the double digits, in the teens maybe for both days total.
Very nice. Where are you at on your 151 challenge?
I'm in the third page. I
Mhm.
finished the dragons and the darks and all that.
How did you finish the dragons? Did you go hard for Rayquaza?
I actually had it before Rayquaza.
Whoa. Well, excuse me, mister.
I think I've been working on it since last Wednesday. Was when I got to Gibble field research. So which just hasn't changed for the month of April. If people still need to track those down,
Right.
it's 3 excellent throws in a row. That's the field research for Gibble.
Okay.
So I was like going out to local discords to see if people were calling them out. There was probably one day where I did about like 4 of them that I accumulated in one trip, and that was about like an hour worth of driving between
Damn.
there.
Dedication.
Yeah, because you don't know what's coming. If I knew Rayquaza was coming in a couple of weeks, I probably would have just waited and done Rayquaza. But
you're not gonna believe this, but I caught a Gibble in the wild today at my house. Just a 3-star Gibble, just chilling in my house. I was pretty stoked about that. But hey, we need to spin that Pokemon. That thing we do on this show every single time where we spin a random Pokemon and then we talk about it. Unless you have something else you wanna talk about beforehand.
No, sorry, I was getting like message alert stuff.
No, you're cool.
No, I think I'm good. Let's go with that Pokemon.
After that, I do have a small segment that I forgot to warn you about before the show, and I totally didn't do that on purpose. I just forgot about it. My bad. But don't worry. It's not fucking transfer them all. I'm not gonna make you delete anything. So here we go. Oh man, number 284. It's Masquerain. Masquerain is the evolution of Surskit. and it evolves at level 22. So let's start with Surskit. Nope, I hit the wrong button. It said no. Surskit is a dual-type bug water Pokemon introduced in Gen 3. Evolves into Masquerain starting at level 22. It's a super duper cute little water strider. Striders are those little bugs that keep their legs spread out so they can keep their weight distribution as such that they can not break the water tension of the surface of the water. That allows them to skirt across the water. And that's where I'm assuming Surskit gets its name. I'm just talking as a person who loves bugs at this point. I'm not even reading off of anything. I love bugs. Surskit can be seen as the counterpart to Dewpider. Both share the bug and water types and have the same base stat total. Both evolve at the same level, and both can be found at Brooklet Hill in Pokemon Sun and Moon, taking the place of the other depending on the time, with Surskit being found during the night and Dewpider during the day. Surskit seems to be based on a water strider. The shape of its body is reminiscent of a curling stone, which slides across ice similarly to how Surskit can slide across the surface of the water. And its name is a combination of surface, surf, and skitter. There you go. Let's see. What are these Pokédex? What are they looking like? Anything ridiculously ridiculous? Surskit secretes an oil that enables it to walk on waters as if it were skating. They feed on microscopic organisms in ponds and lakes. Quick note about that. Water striders are predators as well. And when they get bigger, like they will eat tadpoles. They'll eat fish if they're small enough that they can catch. They'll eat. They're mean little bastards. That's for sure. Which is surprising considering like they're small and kind of seemingly harmless, which they are to you people. If Surskit senses danger, it secretes a thick, sugary syrup from the tip of its head. There are some Pokemon that love eating this syrup. More bug facts. So like mealybugs and various types of like aphid creatures, like they live on plants and they convert the plant's matter to like a sugary, syrupy sort of dew. And a lot of species of ants actually farm these creatures. They will carry them from plant to plant, find the best place for them to feed on. And it's kind of a mutual relationship in that way. The bug gets protection from the ant colonies and food, and they produce the sugary sweetness that the ants like to drink. So, which is actually just their poop. So there you go. I don't know why this is interesting to anybody but me and entomologists. When the Pokemon senses danger, a sweet fluid oozes from the tip of its head. The taste of it disgusts bird Pokemon. That's kind of like, anything that tastes bad in nature, but usually those have like warning signs. Like they'll have bands, or like moths or butterflies have like a decoration that says "I taste bad"
on the wings, right?
Yeah, usually. If they do in fact taste bad, then you have like mimics that look like those but don't actually taste bad. They're just taking advantage of like a predator's natural natural want to leave that thing alone. I'm getting down a fucking dangerous rabbit hole here. I can talk about bugs all day. But let's move on to Masquerain. It is a cutie little booty. It's got two pairs of rhombus-shaped wings on each side of its body. Its head is shaped like an elongated teardrop with a pink face and round black eyes. On either side of its head is a large antenna that resembles an angry eye. The antennae are white with pink along the lower rim. White lines along the rim resembling eyelashes, while a large dark pink dot in the middle represent the pupils or iris. These eye spots are used to intimidate enemies, which is something else moths and butterflies do a lot of. That's why you see like when the wing patterns look like owl eyes or something like that. They're meant to intimidate. They're not so much to be like, hey, don't eat me, I taste bad. It's more like, hey, don't eat me because I'll eat you because I'm a big scary predator bird. And that's also a real common form of mimicry, a different kind, but also a common form of mimicry that bugs are often do. And also, you know, other creatures as well, not just bugs, but mostly bugs, I think. I was gonna say like I think lizards, some lizards and stuff like that have certain markings. Like some snakes pretend to be other types of snakes for
Okay.
various reasons. You know,
So it's
uh,
got some deep roots and like real bugs.
for sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Its antennae have eye patterns. Its four wings enable it to hover and fly in any direction. That's like a dragonfly. Dragonflies can absolutely do that.
Okay.
Um, let's see here. Yep, that's everything. Everything that I'm seeing. It can fly its wings. It can't fly if its wings get wet. It shelters itself from rain under large trees and eaves. That's a strange fact about this. Oh, well, it lost its water type, but that's weird. Like
The bug
dragonflies can fly when they're wet.
is it bug flying? Is that what it is?
It is bug flying, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like a dragonfly, if you got it wet, like hit it with a big enough drop and you might take it down, but not for very long because it moves so fast. It's gonna and its body's like designed in a way that it's gonna like just shed that. What a nice shiny on the Masquerain too, I will say.
What color is it?
It is like so the fake eye portion is like a got green to it, and then the body has like a teal and a different shade of like a mint green almost.
Okay.
That's
I'm imagining it.
so imagine that in like XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, but then if you look at Black 2, Platinum, Heart Gold, the changes are even more pronounced and noticeable. Like
Okay.
to the point where it looks even better, I think. Um,
Yeah.
Masquerain can be seen as the counterpoint to Araquanid, much in the same way we just talked about with Surskit and Dewpider. By the way, those Pokemon also spiders are based off of like the diving bell spiders, which their bodies are made in such a way that they can take down oxygen bubbles with their bodies and stay underwater for a very, 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 very long time. That's what they're based on. But it's not their episode, so get used to me saying that again when we roll them. RHayes, you got any thoughts on Masquerain or Surskit? We just had a spotlight hour for them not too long ago.
Yeah, we did. It was a bonus XP. That was not an easy, excellent throw to try to get that bonus XP.
No, I
might have
guarantee
did
it's
like
not.
half of it. It's okay. I don't think it has any relevance, and if it ever could get relevance, it would be PvP, and it would need like a move shakeup.
Yeah,
like
they should have at least just turned on the shiny because it's not it wasn't shiny available, is it?
no, it's not.
Yeah, they should have turned on the shiny for that day.
That'd be cool. That
Yep.
that would be a neat feature for a spotlight hour rather than like a week-long event.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty common Pokemon too. If you're like in rainy weather, the Surskit, so you would come across it if it's in your hemisphere's region. That too, that matters now. You would come across it even if you didn't get it during the spotlight hour. You would have a good chance, like a Pidgey or a Rattata, back in.
Oh boy, sorry, hang on. What a horrible thing that just occurred. Damn, I'm sorry, buddy. It would not be this show without like just massive fuck ups. And
no, it was going pretty smooth.
It was, and I ruined it. I absolutely ruined it.
What was going on this entire time? I was getting fucking rused.
I was lulling you into a false sense of security. That's what happened. Well, yeah. So instead of doing a song, oh well, I do. God, stop it. I actually did think of a song for Masquerain, but it's just Purple Rain, and he just says Purple Rain a bunch. So okay. Masquerain. That's all I know. That's all I got.
Yeah.
The lyrics are like 4 sentences, and I'm not even gonna do it.
Yeah.
Complain about it in a review, rating and review. Do that thing. But now it's time for a new segment. Oh, baby, yeah, it is time. We just, a couple episodes ago, we had March Sadness, and now, even though it's April, we're going to do a fancy schmancy tournament.
Okay.
Are you ready for this? Now, to go
Sure.
along with our several hundred various segments on this show, I thought it would be fun to... Hang on a second. Chill out, bro. Chill out. There we go. There we go. There we go. How's that?
That's not too bad.
Okay.
You hear it, not too loud.
Yeah. It's distracting. So what I did was I made a lot of Pokemon, and I mean a lot of them, and I threw them all into a random Pokemon generator. Then I matched them all up at random. So the only rule is once a Pokemon has been entered into the tournament, nobody else from its family can compete. So if you rolled, for instance, Raboot, Cinderace, and Scorbunny cannot enter the tournament. Only Raboot.
Okay.
You follow? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is this is a March Madness style tournament bracket / Mortal Kombat battle to the death. And RHayes, as the guest, you're going to do this first bracket and decide definitively who lives and who dies. Are you prepared?
Yes.
First, in this first matchup, we have Brion and Beheeyem. Brion is the middle stage evolution of Poplio, and Beheeyem is the evolution of the alien dude, psychic guy. What's his name?
Are these later gens?
I believe so. I'll tell you what.
7 or 8?
You what?
7 or 8. I remember it better by numbers. I can't even remember the region names anymore.
I got you, brother. Hang on a second. For those of you watching the YouTube version of the show, you can follow along.
That's nice.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. So, as soon as I find the search bar, come on, Bulbapedia. You'll recognize Beheeyem because he is in fact in the game. There he is, right there.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
I remember him.
So-
Elgin's evolution.
That is correct. And then Brion is the Gen 7 starter, I believe.
Okay,
The middle evolution of that.
okay.
So the way you want to do this is they don't necessarily have to, you can talk through it if you want to, but I would like, because there's a lot of these we got to get through. I want snap judgments. Who lives and who dies?
Starter lives.
Starter lives.
Lives.
Someone might disagree, but I want to say, look at this face, and you tell me that's not the face of true terror, and just it's an absolute serial killer. Next up, we have Golem versus Duraludon. Surely you know the classic Golem. This is not a Alolan.
Okay. So classic was a rock ground, I think.
Versus Duraludon, who is a Dragon Steel boy from Galar. He's from Galar. Gen 8.
Ass looking.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Is that legendary?
No, it's I think it's a pseudo.
Okay, so it's kind of like Garchomp, Dragonite level.
Yes, with the exception that it doesn't evolve. It's kind of like Drampa in that way.
Okay. I have to pick this one.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
The Dur moves forward. Next, we have Ninetales versus Chansey.
Ooh.
Ooh, indeed. Two OGs.
Yes.
Two fan favorites.
Yes. We're talking Kanto Ninetales, right?
We are, in fact. Look at that face.
So it's not really a choice of who I think would win, but I just have to pick.
Sure. I default to your expertise. I will say that this fox is based upon the nine-tailed fox spirit from Japanese lore, whereas Chansey is just a big dumb egg nurse. But you do you, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick Ninetales.
What a world. Chansey burns in hell. And we move on to the next one. Skarmory. This is a great one. Skarmory versus Vigoroth, the fucking meanest murderer of all time. Skarmory is a flying F-16 tank, and Vigoroth is just a straight murderer. Like, he kills people in their sleep, probably.
Some serious great PvP, Great League Pokemon as well, both of them.
Yeah. Now, against each other, Skarmory is probably going to be because of the steel typing. But,
yes.
But I could totally see this going whichever way you prefer, as flavor desires. It's a real tough one.
I'm gonna pick Vigoroth. I like using it more. I think it's more fun to use. Skarmory is it's great for PvP, but I'm gonna pick Vigoroth.
Vigoroth comes up with the upset, and Skarmory crashes into the waters of the ocean, never to be seen again. Black box not found.
Every year an 11 beats a 5.
Hey, you know what? You're absolutely right, sir. Next up, we got Flaffy. You certainly know Flaffy, the middle evolution of Mareep.
Yes.
Versus Electrode. Two electric types here. One's a big dumb ball and one's a little dumb sheep. The sheep has the advantage that it has limbs, but also Electrode's gigantic and could just roll over it.
True, but the one issue with Electrode is that it just takes itself out on explosion, right?
Do we say that they both die because of explosion? I'll accept it.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. If he can take the hit, I don't know if it can.
Electrode takes the win, but is no longer able to compete.
Yeah, NA. You draw NA on the line.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Next up, we have OG Arbok.
Okay.
Versus, hang on. This one's gonna murder me trying to spell it. God damn it, no search results found. Hang on. Wait for it.
It's another later gen one.
It's not in the game. Hang on. Mine Shao, impossible to spell. Mine Shao.
Oh, that's interesting looking. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually the evolution of Mine Fu. It is a fighting type Pokemon from Gen 5.
Oh, so they just haven't released this yet for Pokemon Go.
Correct. It's not in the game yet, but it will be. Here, just for fun, I'll show you. That's the pre-evolution.
Okay.
I wonder if this is gonna take like maybe Metatite's spot in like the meta, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would.
Well, no, he's psychic and fighting, isn't he?
So that'd be
so
that Metacham, I think, is psychic and fighting.
Oh, okay, but not Metatite.
Metatite, I think just shit. I think I'm drawing a blank. It might be like fairy fighting or something different like that. Okay. I can't remember. You might be right.
Well, we're talking about Mine Shao. Who takes it? We got Mine Shao versus the OG Arbok, the giant ass cobra snake. The literal cobra.
I'm gonna take the new fighter.
You're taking Mine Shao.
Yeah, I like it.
You're saying his snake style beats the snake. I'll accept it. I don't know that I agree, because Arbok is literally a massive cobra, and cobras are very deadly and dangerous.
True, but is it Team Rocket, is Team Rocket coaching it. That's some shitty coaching over there.
You're assuming a lot out of our contestants here. Next up, we have the Gen 8 Pokemon Choodle.
Okay.
Cutie little Choodle. A Pokemon so poorly designed that it's a turtle that can't pull its own head into its fucking shell. Just wait till we roll Choodle someday. Versus the very, very cool, wait for it, Toxtricity.
Oh, that's cool looking.
Toxtricity is also from Gen 8 and is the evolved form of Toxel. And you can see it has two forms here. It has the amp form and the low key form. For the purposes of this tournament, it does not matter. In the game, it matters a little bit in regards to like their nature and what they're like better at, but it's not going to affect the way, like it doesn't change their typing or anything like that.
This thing crushes whatever that other turtle.
Other baby turtle. Yeah. Well, it is electric and poison, and the turtle is just a water turtle.
So, oh yeah, it gets crushed.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Next up, Sunkern versus Vibrava. Vibrava is the middle. A lot of middle stage evolutions got thrown in this. The middle stage evolution of Trapinch. It is a ground dragon Pokemon somehow. And Sunkern is the pre-evolved form of Sunflora. It's the little sunflower seed.
Yeah, it's got to be Vibrava.
Yeah, I would agree with you here. Sunkern is just going to get eaten by this bug.
Yeah, it's too small. It doesn't have much fight to it.
Alive. All right, halfway done. Here we go. Sizzlipede. Right.
Okay.
Another new Pokemon. This is a fire centipede, so fire bug.
Fire bug. Okay.
Yeah, it eventually turns into Centiskorch, which looks awesome.
Okay. I dig it.
But we're not talking about Centiskorch. We're talking about Sizzlipede, and Sizzlipede has the great honor of going up against a personal favorite of mine, and that's Roly-Coly. And there's Roly-Coly right there. He's just a cute little lump of coal with a wheel.
Now, going by type, I think you got a double weakness to rock in that first one.
Yes, you do.
So this guy's got to win. Roly-Coly's got to win.
I like both these Pokemon a lot. But I will say Roly-Coly is one of my all-time favorites. Not so much what he turns into, but like he's just a cute dumb rock. Like, what's not to like? Next up, we have, this one's probably gonna be easy. We have Jolteon versus Chespin.
Oh.
So don't get me wrong, I love Chespin. I think Chespin's super cute.
It's great, but yeah, it doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, it's a Jolteon, right?
Yeah, and of all the evolutions, that's probably like the least one to be invested into for anything, But still, over Chespin, it's up there.
Next up, we have Sawk, SAWK, the blue martial arts master versus another martial arts master in Greninja.
Oh,
the final form of Froakie. Who are you going to enrage by not picking Greninja? That's what I want to know.
It's too new. It's too good looking. I cannot pick against it.
I mean,
and I have very little experience with Sock and Throw in Pogo, and they're nothing special. They're really not.
They're just They're just dudes in fucking geese. Greninja has a fuck. What's it called? They got a scarf made out of its tongue. What more do you want?
Yeah, it's too good. It's too good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm 100% in agreement with you here. Next up, we have Tentacool. Tentacool, not cruel, but cool, versus Combuskin.
So not Hinky's favorite.
So we have the small poison water boy versus the middle evolution of Torchic, the firefighting bird. This is a tough one because it's got a type disadvantage, but it's also, it might be able to beat it out through brute strength.
Yeah, because I don't think Tentacle can. It could wear it down, but I think it loses at the end.
Yeah, I mean, the only chance Tentacle has is if it uses Wrap nonstop and does like 2 damage into it until it dies. But ultimately, its trainer's going to get bored and let it get killed.
Yeah, this is a totally 8 versus 9 seed situation where it's close. It's a close game between 2 close teams.
I'm here for the analogy. 100%. Next up, fan favorite Absol. Absolutely. And Absol is going up against another fan favorite in Slowpoke.
Ooh. That's a good one. No, Absol has the advantage with its typing because Slowpoke is. Wait, is Slowpoke just water or is that water? That's water. No, it's water psychic. Slowpoke is Slowpoke is water psychic.
Why are you putting me on the spot? It is in fact water psychic.
Okay.
But not the Galarian Slowpoke. But which this isn't anyway.
I gotta give it to Absol.
Understandable. All the Slowpoke stands in the audience will curse your name for all eternity, but it is what it is. It's got the way it's got to be. Next up, we have the Ladybug Boxer Ladyin versus another personal favorite of mine, Cough Egregious. How egregious would it be if you didn't pick the Coffin Man? He used to be human.
Yeah, I think it mentally fucks up Ladyin before there's even a fight.
I think it mentally fucks up me before it even shows up into the room.
So
you just say he's coming, and I'm like, you mean that guy, that Pokemon that used to be a guy?
There's certain fights won by
my Uncle Barry. Is that who you mean? My Uncle Barry who died, and then you captured him, Tim. Thanks a lot, Tim, for capturing my uncle's soul as your Pokemon, you prick. Anyway, can you imagine that at the family reunion?
Yeah.
Who's got grandma? Let her out of her Pokeball. Yes. Let me rest, please. No, Cough Egregious. Use Lick.
Yeah, you gotta go out and battle.
Next up is Beldum versus the very cool, the other Toxie boy, Toxicroak.
Ooh. But just regular Beldum.
But Beldum is Psychic Steel, and this guy's a poison and fighting.
I think it's kind of like the Combusken.
Yeah, this could be a coin flip.
Where Toxicroak outlasts it, but Beldum at least keeps it close.
Yeah, I think you're kind of right. You're leading for Toxie Boy?
Yeah. It's a good PvP Pokemon.
I feel like if we got one of the Beldum's evolutions, this would be no contest for Beldum.
Oh, yeah, Metang or Metagross, like all over it.
Yeah, it's a real shame we didn't get him, but oh well. You know, we reached out to his agent and he just wasn't having it. So, last one for the first round. We have Venonat and Magnezone.
Oh.
It's real tough, right?
The poor son of a bitch.
Yeah, poor Venonat. Poor Dan. Dan's gonna be like, no, not my little baby Venonat, no.
Yeah, Magnezone runs away with this.
Wow, fantastic! What a segment! Standing on the edge of my seat. Oh, hello, goodbye.
I wish that had a better shiny.
Magnezone. Oh, it's such a bummer.
Yeah.
Make it gold. What are you thinking?
Yeah, Pokemon the first two are good.
Yeah, first two are great.
Magneton.
I'm 100% with you here. Sorry, it's taking me so long to do anything. Wow, that's the first round of a multi-bracket challenge of Pokemon to the death, just the way we like it here on this show. Next episode, whoever's sitting across from me on the screen is going to have to pare down the list from where you left it. So
Okay.
So real quick to recap. I almost said recap and then I said it anyway. To recap, Brion beat up Behemoth. That's correct. Duraludon sent Golem to his demise. Ninetales nicked off Chansey. Vigoroth vigorously murdered Skarmory. Electrode blew himself up, technically beating Flaffy, but he's no longer in the tournament, which basically means Mine Shao, who defeated Mine Arbok, is basically gonna get a bye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Toxtricity took out Choodle and is up against Vibrava, who beat Sunkern. Roly-Coly rolled away with the contest against Sizzlipede, who will then fight Jolteon, who jolted Chespin right out the tournament. Greninja ninja'd up Salk, assassinated him even. And he will go on to fight Combuskin, who is almost a martial arts fighter. That would have been a lot more interesting if it was Blaziken, but unfortunate. Combuskin beat out Tentacle. Next, we have Absol absolutely destroyed Slowpoke, and it will go up against Coffegregious, who egregiously laid Lady into rest. And then finally, Toxicroak caused Beldum to croak and is now up against Magnezone, who straight up pasted Venonat against the wall.
I like that. I like that one.
Second round, you have Brion versus Duraludon, Ninetales versus Vigoroth, Mine Shao gets a bye versus nobody, Toxtricity versus Vibrava, Roly-Coly versus Jolteon, Greninja versus Combi, Absol versus Coffegregious, and Toxicroak versus Magnezone is the next round. We're going to take this all the way until we have a winner. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to start a new bracket full of another 32, another 32 Pokemon bracket.
Like half of March Madness.
Yeah. So I'm going to at least do one more 32 bracket. We're going to take that one all the way down to the last one, and then we'll have two. And then I'm just going to, I don't know, maybe we'll have people vote on social media and then talk about it the next episode. We'll figure it out when we get there. But for now, that's the way it is. And that's the way it's going to be. So saith Mr. Level 48 God, you have successfully sent through your picks, and I approve them unequivocally. Great job.
Thank you. That was fun.
Hey man, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. On behalf of myself and Hannah, we love knowing you. We love playing the game with you, and we love that on your show. And next time you're on, I'm sure Hannah will be here. So,
of course.
Yeah, and then for anybody wondering, Hannah's still doing great. She's taking care of her family stuff. She will be back eventually. So whenever she's just holding it down until she gets back. RHayes, do you have anything you'd like to say? Any stuff you'd like to get off your chest? Would you care to explain why there was no puppies wrestling in the background this entire show? Like, how could you do this to us?
I could let him in. I don't think you'd be able to see him. I'm like on a desk, but I could let him in.
We're just pretend that they were there the whole time, playing and being adorable and stealing the show.
The younger one was trying to break in like the entire time. I didn't. You might come. Hold on.
That poor baby.
He's actually super distracted at the moment, so of course he doesn't want to break in when I open the door. Go figure.
Yeah, that's okay.
Perfect timing. I got, if you're into doing raids, any questions about raids, I would say the best thing to do is join PGR's Discord, and then you could raid with us. Or when the friendship expands, I'm totally cool with just adding people. If anyone needs help, raid help, and the remote raiding thing changes or doesn't change, hopefully it doesn't. I'm totally down for adding people. If people need help. I don't care what level you are. If it's your first raid, here to help.
You're a selfless man, and you should be committed for it. To expand on that, to get on the PGR Discord, you have to go to Pokemon Go Radio on Patreon, which if you do, tell them that I sent you, and to demand that Hannah and Brett be guests on PGR so that we can totally commandeer the show and ruin it forever, because we would.
To be the one explicit episode they'd have.
Exactly. Do you know how occasionally they jokingly complain about editing?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having me and Hannah on that show, how many bleeps there would have to be, and how many times we would have to just try and catch ourselves dropping F-bombs and stuff. That'd be so fun.
Oh, it would be hammered.
I would be like, all right, in 3, 2, 1, get ready to hit the beat button. Just to mess with them. Oh, it would be so delicious. Delicious. Like, there's a pupper. I saw a pupper nose for a quick second.
Yeah, I was trying to get him to come up. He's he's pretty excited.
Honorary pod dog, baby. But yeah, this has been After Dark Rye. My name is Brett. You can find me on twitch.tv/Breaker Streams, where I stream games occasionally. My schedule is changing at work, so I don't know 100% what it's going to be, but if you go to twitch.tv, I maintain a schedule. And even though it might not be completely accurate at the moment, I do try to keep it fairly updated regularly. So check me out there, and check out the other podcast, Jaws Breakers, the Scary Funny Shark Show, and check out Pokemon Go Radio's Discord via Patreon, and tell them RHayes sent you, and you're ready to raid. You ever think about changing your name to RHayes?
RHayes?
Yeah.
No, because the RHayes. I like how you give this. I like the spin. I like
RHayes. It's RHayes.
There's so many ways so many angles you can take that. You leave the room.
You gotta get that roll in there, make it sexy.
Exactly. Movie villain. There's so many roles that you could put that into.
You gotta swipe right on that R there, the RHayes.
Yeah, there's so much you can do.
My name is RHayes, and I will carry you into the land of Pokemon Go.
I thought it was okay, and then you put the spin on. I'm like, oh, this is it.
I will embrace you with my level 48ness. I will throw a lucky egg upon you and bless you with good stardust.
Yeah, let's raid.
And many gifts. Let's raid, baby. And after you do a bunch of raids,
Dark Rye, I don't know what the hell rhymes with raids. Dark Rye will hit you with blades.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, so I said bye, everybody, right? Hear me out on this. Never mind. I'm still getting used to having all this at my disposal. To the point where I'm totally just talking over the outro theme, but it's fine. Call that bonus material. There's no such thing. They said there's no such thing as bad content, but then those people have not heard this show.
Hey, that song is a killer. It sets the mood.
It's a banger. We should do that. We should do the original sometime. What do you think?
Yeah, totally.
We can do it right now.
All right, let's do it.
There it is.
Crank that shit up.
I missed this one. It's a good one. 3, 2, 1. Pika. Oh. So it was me and the old theme, and it felt like putting on a warm glove after you just came out of the dryer, and it's like it never left. And then Lauren Babick and Cole Rowland DM'd me saying, why did you stop using our intro we gave you permission to use? And I was like, whoa, 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 hold on here, hold on.